everyone, my name is Dr. Melissa Cohen. Today I'm going to talk about the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. There have been some recent changes, actually from October 2021, that are good for 1 year. So if you have previously applied to the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program and you were denied, here's your chance to try again. And the reason why is because for 1 year, basically it started in October 2021, but the deadline is October 31st, 2022. The Biden administration with the Department of Education have changed some of the requirements. They've relaxed some of the requirements for those who qualify for the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. But you have to apply and get all your paperwork in by October 31st, 2022. So that's very important for you to do that. Here are the summary of the changes. So for a limited time, you may receive credit for past periods of repayment on those loans that didn't qualify for the PSLF. So if you were denied for something like that, try again. If you have FFEL, Perkins, or other federal student loans, you'll have to consolidate those loans into a direct consolidation loan to qualify for the PSLF, both in general, so just from the regular program, and also under this current waiver. Now, they do caution and say before you consolidate your loans, make sure that you check to see that you are working for a qualifying employer. So there are things that happen when you consolidate loans and you lose some of those federal loan options and things. So make sure, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you actually work for a qualifying employer for the 10-year period. Okay, and then the second step is to consolidate those loans into a direct consolidation loan before you can qualify for a PSLF. So I know those are two big deals, two big steps that you have to take, but be sure to do that. Now the third change, the summary of change, is past periods of repayment will now count regardless of whether you made the payment, whether you made that payment on time, whether you paid the full amount or not on a qualifying repayment plan. That's a big deal. So if something happened and you changed jobs, but say you were a teacher and you just moved and maybe you didn't make a payment, or you missed a couple of payments just because life happens and sometimes you just forget, or whatever the situation is, and then you were denied because you didn't have 10 years or 120 continuous payments, now's the time to try again. And here's the fourth summary of change. Periods of deferment or forbearance and periods of default continue to not qualify. So if something happened and you became unemployed for whatever reason, or whatever reason you put your loan into deferment or forbearance or default, which means you just ignored the loan and didn't pay anything, those time periods aren't going to count. So, but the good news is if you do have 120 payments in there, at some point, let's say you started this 13 years ago, is when you graduated and you had your student loans start. Well, the last 2 years count. So you got 24 months from the last 2 years that count through the COVID-19 forbearance program. So if you made 8 years worth of payments out of that other 11 years in this example, then you could still qualify. So don't be discouraged. If you think you qualify, please take the time to do that, because on 20, like I said, if you can get rid of all of your student loans through this relaxed period, these relaxed changes, then please do it. Obviously, that would be just a wonderful financial windfall, as well as just being very stress-free, just to let you know that you don't have to make these payments for another 10, 20 years and such. So one other thing to note, though, is the qualifying employment requirement has not changed. So you still have to work for one of those companies or one of those organizations that fall under a public service role, right? So make sure you follow that as well. So if you're looking for more information and you're like, I don't know where to start, go to the studentaid.gov website and type in the qualifying for PSLF. There are help tools there. There's all the rules about the temporary expanded certification. You can find your application. You do need to get paperwork from all of your employers stating that you were employed at a public service company or organization full-time and with the specific time periods as well. So remember, that's going to take your employer, your human resources at that organization some time to do as well. So that's why you don't want to wait until the October 31st, 2022 deadline. You want to get this started now. I hope you have a great day and best wishes for success on this. Thank you.